be sent regarding feedback and regarding funds, claiming funds. So I was just thinking maybe you already saw this, Lauren, but I think that it would be nice to have a specific feedback form regarding QF, maybe the insights that matter to you the most. So I was thinking we could create, I can help you, or if you want, you can jump into to create a specific feedback form regarding QF. So we can just link here for project owners to fill out instead of the generic one that we have. And then Ahmad was mentioning these stats that I think that would be really nice to add here too. And yeah, we should schedule the first one maybe at the end of this week. What do you think, Lauren?
Yeah, that sounds good. I can start. I was thinking about making a feedback type form. I can work on that. I don't know, this week. It's really hard. If somebody else could help to set it up, at least today I could provide direction of like the type of questions, but then like creating the type form, it's just hard because I'm flying tomorrow and then Thursday we're getting to Spokane and then it's already Friday, you know? So I don't know if somebody could help me. Does anyone have time to help set up a type form if I give you like very clear information? Aljean! I was gonna mute.
I can help you with that because I think we also need to sync quickly with me logging into some stuff. So maybe we can do this after this call.
That sounds great. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Aljean. Excellent. If not, I can also support. No problem. I also have access to the type form, so you can count on me too, just as you said, having the clear instructions. Cool. Okay, so this is done. Anything else? I know that we're missing some stats. The question for Lauren, do you think that something's missing regarding QF comms, or we're complete?
I think we're pretty good. As soon as we send out, like, we'll send out this email requesting feedback. I think it'd be great to have like a tweet about it as well, just to get a little bit of feedback on like how people thought the round went. And then we'll need to send an email when the funds are distributed. So it's basically just those two things. Probably should take down the thing from Admin Bro, like on the homepage that's like directing people to QF. We should probably do that today if it's easy to do.
Yeah,
I don't know, like Mikola or Ashley.
I can take it down after this call.
That'd be great.
Excellent.
And then regarding the stats, Ashley's also going to put together the spreadsheet of all the donations that happened during the round. So like we can say like the total amount of funds donated and the matching pool, basically just run that spreadsheet. So we can give that to whoever was asking for it. And yeah, but like number of unique donors, we can publish like other stats, I think, later after we get the Sybil analysis report back from Trust Labs. So maybe we could even just like create an issue of like, you know, after distributing the funds, like, you know, making either a tweet thread or a blog post or something about the results from the QF round, and then just kind of like next steps for people to expect. We could even put like some of the results from the feedback forms, and it's like, these are the things that you wanted, you know? But then we just create like one issue that's like, okay, after distributing funds, like let people know, you know, the final results of everything.
Perfect. Excellent. Great. I'll create this issue right away. And does anybody else have something else to add regarding QF comms specifically? If not, we can just move on to the next item. Okay, perfect. So, Matt, go ahead with what you have prepared for today. Ahmad, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. I gave a really nice introduction. Yes, I was going through the data from July, and I noticed some really interesting stats. and things. Yeah, like basically we did super well in July. We had more than 1,350 donors total, which is like 10 times more than last month, basically. And I think mainly it's from quadratic funding, from what I see. And our conversion rate went up from 4% to more than 23%. So yeah, like it's super cool. Like I'm still trying to figure out exactly like which campaigns and which projects like got the most donations. So I think like once we look at the round data, maybe we'll have even more information to share. But yeah, I think it's super exciting. I mean, it seems like it was a super positive month from what I see. I also noticed something crazy, which is Leinster got 690 donations. So I'm not sure what the deal with that is. They're not even verified. So I don't know why they're getting so many donations. Is there like something up that we have? Oh, sorry, Mitch.
It's I think Leinster did it or something. Because I noticed that like the first day they got like over 100. I think they did like their own campaign to push people to donate or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what I noticed on the day.
Yes, they ran their own campaign, and I remember because at first they had duplicate projects. Somehow they had two projects, and people were getting super confused. But they definitely ran their own comms campaign. They made a huge announcement. So I'm not sure what card they played, but they also have a really large audience.
It'd be a good one to verify pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we should figure out what they did and try to replicate it somehow.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure.
Also, they're not verified. They haven't applied yet. As soon as they apply it, I would be happy to work with them to get verified. But yeah, let's see what they did and try to help other projects to do something similar. I just think it's like they're a social media platform, so they're good at making things go viral.
Yeah, I also vaguely remember that too. It felt like it was all over in Paris. There was definitely a Leinster push. How old is their project, Ashley?
That's a great question. I would say it's close to a year, but I'm not completely sure. I know that there was like a huge following when we were in Denver though as well. Like there was a whole line just to get their swag.
It's not new in any case. Strange they never got verified.
We also have an account there. Like Giveth has an account on Lens. I don't know if you have a Lens account or.
Yeah, Lens is the most popular, the Web3 building block. Let's say that is most popular. I think so. It's well known.
Yeah, I mean, this particular Leinster project, I see the first donation was on the 27th of July, so that was just like a week ago, basically. Maybe they were active before, but that's when I saw the first donation for this particular project. So I'm not sure. Yeah, and like... Okay. I see. Yeah, I mean, I was also thinking like we could partner with them somehow. Like maybe we could do like featured projects with Leinster and like just like figure out a way to work together because they obviously have an audience and they can send us people. So yeah, like maybe we can figure out a campaign with them, like have them be like a partner of some kind and just figure out like a package that we could do with them.
I'll also add to that an idea that I shared with, I think it was just with Lauren and Griff. If Leinster could do something like, if we could embed like a Giveth button on Leinster or something like that, where it would be visible. So to, go straight, or if Leinster embedded their own Giveth button or something like that, if it was immediate on their own site.
Yeah, I agree. We should definitely put some work on this. Go ahead, Ashley.
I was talking with a contact, helping to onboard this project a little bit, and they have already. So if you go to the link in their footer on Lenster, the donate link goes to their Giveth project now. And also he was talking with me about different collaboration opportunities and suggested. Have you guys ever heard of guild.xyz?
No.
Well,
It's like an onboarding tool, I think.
yeah. And he was telling me that that's one of the ways that they've gotten so many of their followers and engagement is by using that platform. I can put the link in the chat. I was just looking at it briefly yesterday when we were talking. Let me.
Perfect. Agree on everything that everyone mentioned here. Let's look deeper into this. Anything else, Matt, so we can move forward with the next agenda items?
Sorry, what was the XYZ site? Oh, there it is. Guild. Okay.
Yeah. Guild.xyz. And yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we can see the QF stats somehow. I'm not sure the best way to pull that up, but if we could get those stats, then we can look into. I mean, basically see how much of what we did from this last month was from that versus other things like this Leinster campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can pull that data. I was talking with Lauren. I'll pull that data right after this call. I just can't stream and use the VPN at the same time. So as soon as the call's over, I will definitely pull the data. I can share it with you guys and share it with Lauren too. And I think another interesting thing that we should filter the data for is to see how many of the donations came from Giveth contributors versus outside the community. I don't know. I think it would just be something worth looking at.
The sources, I think, is also important to check out for sure. Thanks, Ashley. That would be super important to do. I'm Matt. I didn't know what would be the best way to pull out this data. So let's look into that. Great. Anything else, Matt, that you want to cover in today's call? We have the to finish the newsletter. Check out on Lens. Anything else?
I think that's it. I mean, there's the onboarding landing page issue that I think we need to reopen. I think that would help us a lot with just onboarding new people to the platform. So I think we should make a push to make that live in August.
Perfect.
And it's basically done. I mean, we just need to edit it, maybe start designing it. And yeah, probably we need to add more to it because the content for that page was done maybe 3 months ago, and we added a bunch since then. So we probably need to add more on the new networks we added and the QF and all the other stuff that we added.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Just for information, guys, because most get busy, I think in the chat that we have with him, he said that he tries to onboard Tussin to work on it. But from a month ago, I think you should contact Tussin directly. I don't think that Tussin can make it. Mo can make it.
Okay. Perfect. We should count on tossing. Thanks, Monique. Okay, agree on that onboarding page. Let's make that a priority. Thank you so much. Very excited to see these stats. 10x more. These are great news, and I saw that everyone in the chat is very excited as well. So for sure, let's dig more into the data. The DApp marketing proposal. Okay. So for some context and for everyone to be aligned on this topic, maybe you've heard that we're willing to make a big marketing effort regarding the DApp. We're kind of like shrinking regarding creating more products and putting a lot of dev effort, and instead we're focusing more on having a strong marketing strategy regarding the DApp to really promote it and expand our user base. So with this in mind, Surbi is the one creating the marketing proposal regarding the DApp. And for me, this is super important because this will kind of like decide the efforts of the comms chapter, right? As there would be a lot to do on this topic. So, Surbi, if you want to present the efforts that you made so far that we reviewed earlier today, and then maybe we can review the things that we have some questions and ask to the people that should have some answers. So go ahead, Surbi.
Alman, can you share the screen with the two documents open, Notion as well as Google Docs?
Of course.
Cool. All right. So this is not just limited to, for the DAC. Basically, basis my discussions, basis my research in the initial 2 weeks that I've spent here, I have penned down all my thoughts and suggestions. Happy to take inputs and, finalize on which all initiatives should we actually move forward. And once we as a team, decide on which initiatives make sense, we can actually, start working around it. So I will skip a lot of these stats because these links I've already shared in Discord. So in the interest of time, everyone can go through. What I will come to is a little down to the suggestions part. Right. So above, I have actually shared a lot of insights. Basis those insights, these are the suggestions, for the product, for the marketing. So basically, I feel that on the product end, we can actually make it a lot more user-friendly and more easy to consume because even the feedback results that Ashley shared with me, the results very unanimously told that, people do find it little more technical, way more difficult. And usually what happens when people are not able to relate or not able to understand, the bounce rate really increases. And currently the website traffic really indicates that we have very high bounce rate. So we can really do a lot of improvement and optimization on that front to make the entire website be very more user friendly. The content communication messaging can be improved highly on that, right? Beside that, if you really go to the website, the initial few folds of the website, it does not convey very well as to what really Giveth is and how exactly Giveth is revolutionizing to what it claims. In the sense, we are solving for very, very important problems which existed forever in philanthropy, right? But we need to really communicate it to actually turn that donor interested toward, donating in Giveth. Otherwise, people come on Giveth, they just bounce off without donating. So website visit to conversion ratio is really low, and for that I think it's very important to really improve messaging and make it basically include those elements in communication which are very critical. Basically, what exactly is Giveth? Describe it in just few words, initial fold. Like if you spend just 3 seconds on the website, it should be very evident what Giveth is about. Currently, a lot of these elements are missing, and I will further show in the website document, which is separate. So we can go a little down. Of course, this is something which we can discuss with Monique and dev team. I'm not very clear about that because that is a product functionality. But I wanted to check if at all it is possible to actually include those elements wherein people can donate on regular basis. When I say regular basis, like a lot, Almond, can you move a little up, please, on the product part? Yeah, that's it. So basically, a lot of research reports that I have read around this fundraising platforms. So 27% of donors are regular recurring donors. So what does exactly that mean? That people don't want to spend a lot of time and effort every month on a regular basis to actually figure out and filter a cause. let's say Almond wants to donate to a cause today. She will actually do a little bit of a due diligence to ensure that wherever she's donating, that money is actually going to make an impact, right? Now, to do that filter process, she will engage into certain mental bandwidth. Now, donors usually don't do that on a very regular basis. Let's say if I want to donate certain part of my paycheck every month, what I usually do, I actually make that I subscribe to that element that a certain part of my paycheck can be deducted every month. Let's say, I want to donate $100 every month. So there should be some functionality. Can we do that recurring thing? That is a question for product team. We can discuss that later on if that makes sense, or if that is feasible in the next quarter. If that is, we can actually include that in the right proposal. That is one. Then I think that a lot of social proof is required to be built in on the website, because at the end of the day, donors and project owners, they will come on the platform and sign up if we build enough trust and transparency and credibility for that matter. So a lot of effort can be done. Exact suggestions are mentioned in the different document, which I will walk through. So Almond, can you just scroll a little bit more? Yeah. So little up. So I don't recall the exact statistic, but it is mentioned in this document. So approximately $100 billion, is donated just in the last few days of the year. And the reason for that is people want to claim tax benefit, right? Now I understand that we are operating in a crypto space, which is a little more skeptical, a lot of rules and regulations. So from the compliance perspective, I want to figure out if it is possible for us to issue a tax receipt, to people who want to claim that. Because if $100 billion are being donated every year only to claim the tax benefit, it's a very substantial number. And if it is possible, I think we should give that optionality and functionality. That is one. But that is very different. That's a compliance part, and I think we need to figure that out. Anyways, so basically, next part of this particular document focuses around, this solving the entire chicken and egg problem, because I was talking to a lot of donors. Now, donors want to donate to projects. Donors want to go to that fundraising platform which really have really good projects they resonate with. And what do great projects look for? Let's say if you want to associate with Greenpeace or WWF or whatever, yeah, right? So all of these great initiatives will come to your platform only if we prove it to them that we do have certain if we have certain base of donors. So basically it's a chicken and egg problem, because donors want better projects and better projects want more and more donors. So how exactly can we solve this entire problem? So basically we need to initiate some sort of strategic partnerships with a lot of corporates as well as NGOs. Corporates, why? I have spoken to a few corporates who are actually open to understand a collaboration with a Web3 native fundraising platform as well. And the reason for that is corporates in a lot of countries and geographies have this CSR department. Basically, they do have to dedicate a certain part of their budget of the revenue towards social responsibility. And what really happens as part of that, they tie up with a lot of NGOs and make very hefty donations, right? I was working in Unilever and I was part of the CSR team there, and there are a lot of NPOs which actually associate with you for tens and millions of dollars in just 1 year, right? So that is very interesting partnership angle that I want to explore with corporates. Second is with NGOs. To attract better donors on the platform, it's very important that we have some credible NGOs out there on the platform. Can you guys hear me? I just lost my screen.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, cool. All right. So that is one part. So I want to explore that particular angle to actually secure some solid partnerships with very credible established NPOs. Beside that, there are some 2 or 3 campaigns which I think we can do in a very cost-effective manner. When I say cost-effective,
I don't want to interrupt you. I think that maybe the campaigns, we can explore them more in a separate call. What I would really love to review together, now that everyone is here, is the proposals, like the marketing proposals, and maybe review
let's do
these
that.
bullets, but maybe if you want to close with some comments. Yeah.
Okay, let's move to proposal. It will make sense. So for this proposal, I have 2 questions which I'll come to. So basically, I have just bifurcated into 3 sections: grow, sustain. With grow, primarily focus will be how can we just multifold, like how can we 10x donors, how can we raise, let's say, like $200,000 in just 1 month, things like that. So these are the initiatives that I've listed here. Improvising the website because of all the reasons that I mentioned in the other document. In the document, so you will find the link in the Discord. So in the document, in the end of Notion, there is one particular file of website optimization. So there are a lot of optimizations listed what we should actually do for the website. So basis that, I have mentioned this as one of the point that we should improvise on the website. Second is launch one marketing campaign with absolutely zero paid marketing budget, and the objective for that will be to raise 200,000 in just 1 month and 10x the donor size. Then next element is launch 2 other content marketing campaigns on the social media channels. So again, these marketing campaigns, I've kept in mind the budget constraints. So all of these marketing activities do not require any paid marketing budget. We won't run any paid ads, so on and so forth. And we will just leverage what we have already. Then after that, launching the initiative of impact report. This is with the objective of building trust and credibility, because at the end of the day, if Monique donates, let's say $10,000, he wants to see if that $10,000 actually impacted some lives or not, right? So whatever projects have been closed, funds have been raised for that, if we can get in touch with those projects and actually do some sort of impact reporting, that will be great in building more credibility and trust for Giveth as a brand. That is one. Then focus on getting partnership with NGOs as well as corporates, as I already mentioned. So we can move on to sustain and other element. Yes. Sorry, can you move little up, please? There are 2 things which I left. Yes, this one. Yes. So Ahmed, I have a question for you here. So basically, we do have Amplitude at the moment, but we are using the free plan, right? My understanding is that if we can actually explore using the pro plan of Amplitude, it will really help us with a lot more nuanced insights, which will actually help us increase the ROI for everything across departments, across the working groups, because it's very important to, operate in a very thoughtful and well-informed manner, and I think Amplitude Pro version really helps us with those insights. So but I want to leave this to you because you have been working on the data analytics part, so if you can actually take a decision on this, whether this makes sense for us or not, right? So if this makes sense, we can keep in the proposal, else we will just chuck this out. After that, I wanted to check with you on the SEO part, right? Because when I was initially working with Monique on this proposal, he just checked with me if at all we need to incorporate for any cost with the third-party agencies or vendors, right? So in my understanding, to build that trust is super critical for us to invest very highly in SEO, so that, whenever in 8 to 9 months or 1 year down the line, whenever the bull run is, we really can leverage on that organic traffic through SEO, right? But I am not very sure what all is going on in SEO. So if you think enough efforts are being taken in SEO, then we can actually chuck this point again and the cost of it will be reduced. But if you think we need to invest more, then we can actually explore tying up with an agency for this. So these 2 things I wanted to check with you. And that's all about the proposal. And in the next part, which is sustain as well as shrink, few of the elements here and there are cut off depending on the budget constraint, and you guys can let it just go through. But I will leave it to you, Ahmed. You can actually let me know on the SEO part as Amplitude, so that we can take a decision whether we should include this or not.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about this later in more detail, but for Amplitude, do you know what stats you're looking to pull out, or like what's not available in the free version?
I can actually send you a list of that, so sure,
Okay.
we can connect on that.
So like maybe I can figure out a way, or maybe it's like something with the settings. Yeah. So like that's the first point is like just figure out like what exactly is missing. And then the second thing for SEO, I think we should spend more time on it. We did a audit a few months ago. I don't know. My experience is I don't think it's necessary to hire an external agency just because I think we have enough people on the team that can do it. But we should probably invest more in like different software maybe, or like different like tools to keep track of our ranking. So I think that is important for sure. And just like spending more time on it in general.
Got it. Fair enough. So just my 2 cents here. I had an experience of running my own marketing agency. And when I did that, I felt that it's more cost effective for an agency to do SEO. And the reason for that is because when an agency purchases those softwares, they purchases for 10 or more companies, right? So it's very cost effective. But let's say as Giveth, if we take subscription of 2-3 softwares for SEO, it will be very expensive. So just have a look at that and explore that particular angle. But whether we do it externally or internally, it's very important that we do it to actually leverage the organic traffic. So yeah, but I will leave that to you, so you take a call on that, and accordingly you can let Almond know so that she can actually finalize on that element for the proposal.
Perfect. So okay, again, just to make sure this is clear, this will be the marketing part that will be included in the DAP proposal that haven't been posted yet. Mitch mentioned that he will be taking ownership of the DAP. So this is this is something that matters to you, Mitch. We're still figuring out some details regarding the proposal, as figure out if we really need something like amplitude, because I know that's super expensive, and some other little details here. But I don't know if you have any early comment regarding this. This is something that's useful. We should just include the growth, sustain, and shrink part of the marketing side on the DAP proposal whenever it's ready.
Are you asking me for a comment?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I need to look at this for the biggest thing for me is the pricing is going to be our budget. I kind of trust that between the 3 or 4 of you that there's enough expertise to figure out what we need. And it seems like you have a firm understanding of what the bigger goals are. So, I'm curious, like the details and stuff, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. It's going to be the budgeting that mostly interests me regarding the proposal.
Sorry, I want to interrupt. I just forgot to touch that particular point. So I mentioned it already to Almond, but forgot to mention here. So when I was preparing this, in the budget part, I had absolutely no way to figure out how to put quarterly contributor costs, because I don't know who is paid what, how to include that. So please take that with a pinch of salt. I think that will just change. I have no idea about that. So I think Almond...
It'll be an estimation of like how many hours monthly do you think you're going to need to pull off each.
Yes.
You get it, yeah. So like how many hours of Sotheby, how much Ahmad do we need, how much almond do we need based on each variation of the proposal. So, grow is going to take how many hours, and sustain, and so on and so forth. That's the best way to estimate it, then I can put a number to it.
Got it. Sure. I'll work that with Almond, so sure.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a bit complicated, but if we could figure out like what the focus of each person is on the team and how many hours they can dedicate per month, and then if there's a gap that we notice, like for example, like one of your suggestions might be we need more SEO, and then SEO would be split under like we need to write more articles, for example, and then okay, like how many articles do we want to write a month, and then how many people on the team can write those articles, and is there a gap? And then if there is a big gap, then we'll say, yeah, maybe we need to hire freelancers or something else. But I think, yeah, that would need us to like look again at who's doing what and how many hours are they spending on each of the different sections. So it might make sense to split your proposal into sections, like maybe like content and strategy and I don't know, like graphics or things like that. Like basically split it into these different sections, and then we can figure out who on the team like has the hours.
Totally agree on that. Go ahead, Monique. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Sorby. This is very good to me. I love it too much to prepare the proposal. I think I was in there was a misunderstanding about the proposal. At least last night on my side, I was thinking that this should be included in the dev working group proposal. And it shouldn't be a separate proposal. But what I'm saying that you're thinking that you should, I don't know. I think that we in the working group proposal should be work together. So
I'm going to take what Serbi has here and work it into our bigger proposal, Monique. I think that's my approach to this.
Very good. And I really want to address the Ahmed's point. I think also in our last night chats, I mentioned it that, for example, for the SEO, if we just count on a specific percent, for example, 10 hours a week, it could be, some of this stuff should be first done, and then we can run campaigns. For example, we need to do contents, we need to do the SEO, we have to analyze, and we have to figure out when is the time to run the campaigns. And there is not just a budget for our own people. I think it's better that we think about our targets rather than the current HR team that we have, and try to make it happen together. If we look at it at this with this strategy, we could even manage the resources on the dev more efficient. For example, I know that for landing pages, we less than have a full-time person a month, very, very lower than that number. So if we want to put our efforts first on the landing pages for the SEO, we should figure out that which part of these marketing strategies can go first. And because of that, I was concerned about the costs. It don't work without, for example, this many hours for each person. That's all.
Great. Thank you, Monique. I agree on this. We need to really figure out what would be the first step, because right now, I think we have the bigger picture, and then we will need to make more of like a plan and break this in different action items. So I would love, Sorby, if you can schedule a call with Ahmad specifically regarding SEO, SEO, and the analytics that we need to figure out, if we really need something like amplitude, or if we can just at this point count with Google Analytics and the things that we already built regarding data. My feeling is that we can really start with what we already have and not count on a paid tool like this, but I'm not an expert, so I think that you should definitely discuss this further with Ahmad to figure out these things. And I also think that maybe not getting too granular, but if we can be more specific in the hours of each contributor, that would be super helpful too, just to have a better understanding on what would be everyone's tasks, because we have had these problems before. people is not really sure what's their role, what they would be doing, So I think that would be very helpful to give more clarity to everyone on the team.
Got it. Just a follow-up question here. Is it okay if I put the list of tasks for everyone and everyone can individually put out the hours? Because I don't know how much hour somebody will take to do a particular task. Works?
I can help you with that. We can work on that together, on the hour thing. Is way better if we just concentrate on the hours and we don't need to figure out anything regarding budget. So I can help you with the hours for everyone as soon as we have all the tasks.
Sure, I'll do that.
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks, Ruby. I just have one more suggestion. This is super good, what you're doing, and I think it's a really needed effort. I would maybe suggest to make it more practical, to maybe do it by the quarter, maybe. So you could say this is what we want to do in the next 3 months, since this quarter just started this last month. And it would make it also easier for us to plan the hours if we know, for example, we only have a couple of months to do these 50 things. Instead of saying, oh, we want to revamp the whole website and do 1,000 articles. And it makes it much more practical to say, okay, we only have 60 days. What are we doing in 60 days? Okay. We want to write 5 articles and we want to, make 3 landing pages and we want to increase the website, whatever, basically figure out what are the things that we want to do over the next 60 days. And then based on that, we can say okay, these are the hours that each of us will spend.
Sure, very fair suggestion. I'll do that. Thank you.
And another point is, for example, you come to me and say, for example, AMR of the CRO, customer retention optimization, for example, this flow for sign is corrupted. Monique, try to edit this one. So AMR that we have a budget to make it happen. We need design, we need devs, we have to change all the things in the website, If I don't have a task right now, we can't have a clue how much it takes and how much budget you need or we need. And I don't know how we can fix this, but for example, we're assuming that only 20% of all the dev team efforts will go to the dev. But if we want to, I don't have a clue that what are these tasks for the dev teams are for the growth strategy. You need something unique for the dev. You need some optimization, and what are these optimization hours? And when do we want to have it? That it gets prepared for you to run campaigns. So these steps, needs a leadership from also the marketing devs and all things around. And we are here to help. And I think if we have a clear plan, we can prepare a good budget for the DAO.
Got it. I'll do that. I'll send an updated, refined version tomorrow. Yeah.
Great. Also, Serbi, I forgot to mention, but now Steve is actually writing this on the chat. Steve is working right now on our social media strategy, specifically scheduling, reviewing, and writing content. But he's a great marketer and he has great experience. So just let's keep that in mind, that we should also include the support. We can discuss this later, maybe schedule a call with C and figure out how can he also support and contribute in this marketing plan moving forward. Just for me to not forget. Okay, anything else regarding the marketing proposal for the app proposal? Or we can move forward to the last thing that we have.
The app working proposal, because the term of the DApp marketing proposal get me somehow confused, because it should be the DApp working proposal, and a part of the DApp working group proposal is growth.
It doesn't really matter, honestly, because I'm just going to take this and work it into the final proposal that I make. So, like, I get enough of this for me to actually like write something that makes sense based on this information and the information you provided me, Monique. I'm assuming this isn't going to hit the forum as is, so I think we're okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was reviewing this. The last part of this goal, I'm just going to touch it a little bit because we only have 5 minutes left. It's great that you joined this goal, Steve, as you are doing a super important job being Giveth's voice on social media, specifically Twitter. That's our main platform. So it's great that you and Elgin are here to have context on the discussions that are happening right now. So here I put all the issues. I might be missing some things regarding the content that we need to do on the following weeks, especially with Lauren out. So I know that you already my feedback and work on some drafts on some of the topics that we discussed in our last brainstorm session. My only comment here would be to get Lauren's input as much as we can before she leaves. And I know that I already Lauren for her support on reviewing this moving forward, and I'll be scheduling as soon as we finish. And my last thing is I would work on the QF tweets that Lauren was mentioning at the beginning of the call to with the follow-up content regarding QF, asking for support, sharing the stats, so on and so forth. So anything that you would like to add to this plan, something that I'm missing? It's a question specifically for our social media team, meaning Lawrence or Elgin.
I think it's good. Oh, go ahead, Steve.
No, you go first.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's good, and just so like we're all coordinated on scheduling. I guess like Amand, you're going to be doing kind of like most of the last scheduling of things, right? Cool. Okay. Cool. Because I'm kind of like letting that slip now, and I'm like good, we can schedule it. So I'll let you schedule the majority of things, but I think there's still some things that Steve can fit in there, and then let's just coordinate in the social media channel if there's anything that like we need to move that like to make space for another tweet that's like more time sensitive.
Perfect. Just one comment on there. Yeah, I will be doing the final schedule. I'm just I know that you schedule everything on Twitter up until now or tomorrow, I believe, and then we should start scheduling the follow-up from tomorrow today. So yeah, I agree on that. Steve, go ahead. What?
I was just going to say I did it in one of the issues, but we did. I think in all the recent issues, we just had a focus on threads, but I think we also need tweets and as well, because not everybody opens a thread and reads it. So that's just while it's on my mind. There is one that I think I did. I think it was the crypto donating versus traditional donating, and I think I did a list of tweets as well. So we can do like the tweets as fillers for the days or the times when things aren't happening as much, and then like obviously you have the time sensitive stuff that has to go specific times, and then threads are always good for the timeline. But yeah, it's just what I'm thinking off the top of my head.
Great. We'll go ahead, Ashley.
I was just gonna say, like, speaking of scheduling stuff, in my check-in, I just wanted to ask, I don't know what the schedule looks like, so I was just curious if there was already a tweet on the schedule to promote the ambassador program season to get people to fill out the type form like one last time. I don't know if that's something you were already planning on sending out. If not, I can make it issue, but we should do that, sometime soon, probably by the end of this week, just to let people know and get any more applications that we can before the start of the season.
Please, Ashley, would be great if you can create an issue. For sure I will create some copies, tweets, and maybe IG stories with Aljin for inviting people to join. Yeah. And this is also for the people that's in this call. If you need something specifically regarding your working group or the work that you're doing, for us to create some social media content, please just open an issue and tag me, and then I will figure out to add it to the social media agenda. So we are putting a lot of effort to start growing our Instagram as well. So for you to know that you can count on that, and also you can count with Keshav creating videos. You can check on our Instagram and see the videos that he has been doing. So please have that in mind. Okay. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't want you I don't want this call to be longer, but I think that we cover everything that was urgent. So thank you so much, and we can follow up conversations in our communication. Have a great Tuesday. Bye.
Thanks,
Everyone.
Thanks, Tom and Mitch. Enjoy the
Thanks,
sports.
Yeah.